Hello, I'm cleaning out some of my extra guns, and this weekend I'll be putting up some of my reproductions up for auction. For those of you that are Civil War reenactors or Civil War buffs, I have a very interesting gun which I'm sure you'd be familiar with. It's the Spencer, and this is not the carbine. This is the full-length infantry rifle, which are a little harder to find on the used market for reproductions. This gun is in beautiful shape. It's near new. A little bit of history on the gun, if you're unfamiliar, is this gun was made again in the era of muzzle loaders. This gun was made to have rapid fire, similar to the Henry. It only held about half the rounds, but it could fire almost as fast. The gun was unique in that it was fed by a tubular magazine that goes into the stock of the gun, twists and locks in. It's a 7-round magazine, and all the shooter had to do was cock the lever, and that chambered around. Then he pulled the hammer and the trigger, and that fired the gun. So he could go through 7 rounds very, very rapidly. So the issue is that once the tube was empty, he would have to reload the tube. A man named Blakesley came up with the idea of actually having multiple tubes in a box, and he called it the Blakesley box. And there would be 10 of these tubes in the box. So now all the shooter had to do was just change out the tube, and he had 70 rounds that he could run through the gun. So it made the gun very, very effective on the battlefield. A little more about the gun. The original round was a 5650, and it was a rimfire round. Those are long out of production. This gun is chambered in 5650, but it's a centerfire round. It's the closest that you can get to the actual round that was used in the gun. The nice thing about the 5650 is it doesn't have a huge kick. This gun is fairly heavy, so with the round not having much of a kick and the gun's weight, it doesn't have much recoil, so it makes the gun very accurate. I always enjoy taking it out and shooting it. The gun is in, again, beautiful shape. The wood is near perfect. It's got a beautiful finish, very similar to what I would think was on the original guns. There are very, very minor dings here on the neck of the gun, just some very, very small scratches, and then there's one scratch here just aft of the third barrel band, but very, very minor, and the gun presents itself very beautifully. The metal is perfect. The butt plate is case hardened steel, and again, it's in perfect shape, beautiful marbling. The receiver, again, you can see beautiful marbling, case hardened steel, beautiful shape. The barrel bands also case hardened steel, perfect shape, nice marbling. The barrel itself, perfect. The bluing is absolutely perfect, no scratches. The interior, the rifling is nice and bright and sharp, and the gun, as I mentioned, has had very little use, so it's in really good shape. The action, it's really tight. The mechanics function beautifully. The only thing I will say about this gun is that they can be fussy about ammunition depending on the ogive of the bullet. So what I have found is Buffalo Arms sells the reproduction ammunition 5650 with Starline brass. This gun feeds beautifully off that. So what I did is I bought the original box from Buffalo Arms, and then I do my own reloading with having a bullet mold made of their bullet, and this gun does fine with that. This gun right now sells for over $2,000, and again, they don't come up used very often. I'll be listing it at quite a bit below that price, so you can have yourself a pretty much brand new looking gun for far less than what it's going to cost you, especially when you consider sales tax on $2,000. So happy bidding, and if you get this gun, you will not be disappointed. It's a beautiful gun.